The recent news of credible sexual abuse allegations against Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, one of the most high-profile archbishops, may come to some Catholics as yet another blow to their faith in the church. Yet, for others, it signifies an important shift in the culture of the church, one that is not afraid of holding once larger-than-life priestly figures accountable. Australian Archbishop Mark Coleridge says it is not unlike the Me Too movement.
People like me, bishops, do have to be accountable. We're not above the law. We're not a law unto ourselves, nor is the church a law unto herself. So these words like transparency, accountability, inclusiveness, they can sound like cliches, but they're not. They are at the heart of what it means to shift culture in the direction of safeguarding.
Reporting extensively on this culture shift is Crux correspondent Claire Giangrave, and she joins us now from Rome. Claire, thank you so much for being with us as always. Claire, taking into account that those with knowledge of the matter have cited credible sources, the action to remove the cardinal was swift. Is that a sign of the times in the Catholic Church?
According to those who were participating to the conference in Rome on the Anglophone world trying to react against the sexual abuse crisis going on in the church today, yes, we can concentrate on the negative aspect of yet another blow to the Catholic Church and a high-ranking member of its hierarchy being targeted as responsible for sexual abuse. But we can also see this according to Zollner and according to Archbishop Coleridge from Australia, that this is an opportunity to look at a significant change. And as you mentioned before, when we heard the clip, the Me Too movement in a way has influenced the church, and it's just recognizing, acknowledging that people and victims especially need to have a voice.
Claire, there is now this big push towards accountability and clearly an effort to bring those who participate in these egregious acts to justice. But what of prevention?
Well, of course, that was the major goal of the entire conversation. First of all, this Anglophone conference, which unites bishops' conferences and lay organizations from all over the world, from Chile to the United States, to Australia, to Ireland, it means that there is an attempt to get the laity involved and to get priests more knowledge to get around so they are ready to act. And it creates a model so that other dioceses can try and imitate it. And in fact, that would be the natural next step. How do we copy this model and apply it all over the world? Of course, the conversation on prevention is very complicated. If we look at McCarrick, this is a case of an 87, I believe, year-old priest. Of course, some might say that we're coming in a little too late as the church, as far as the church is concerned. But creating these models where there's dialogue and there's knowledge is definitely the step in the right direction, according to the Vatican and organizations such as these.
Claire, let's listen once again to what the Archbishop has to say. He's got some powerful thoughts on this, and we have another soundbite from him.
There is a rather consistent Catholic culture, some elements of which, as with any culture, are very destructive. So I've sought to identify the points at which Catholic culture made child abuse possible and also gave rise to the cover-up of the abuse that happened.
Based on what the Archbishop just said, Claire, is this now the new normal, this shift in culture in Catholicism?
Well, one thing they did mention at the conference is that Catholicism is a big umbrella, and it has to reflect many different cultures around the world. And the way that culture plays within the church's culture is different all over the place while remaining very much the same. Is this the new normal? Definitely the people such as Zollner, such as Archbishop Coleridge, such as all those people in the church who are working really hard to move Catholicism in the right direction regarding abuse, believe that this should be the new normal. Whether it is, then we'll just have to find out.
Yes, Claire, as with everything these days, we just have to wait and see. But as always, we appreciate your insight and perspective on this. Great writing, as usual.